Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading covering July 24th to July 31st. I know that this is coming out super late. I'm sorry. I was traveling in Los Angeles, obviously. So this should be very clearly if it's like resonating with you, if it's been going on with this past week, if these energies are coming through for you. And just keep in mind that time does spiral. And so what that means for energy is that you can resonate with this reading right now or anytime in the future. This could be an accurate reading for this week, last week, next week, 2 weeks from now. You know, whenever you're meant to hear these messages is when you will be guided to view this reading, okay? So just keep that in mind. And here we go. What do we have for Gemini for the week of July? Ooh, a Page of Cups. I'm connecting with a Gemini who has a very sweet little message coming in or going out. What is this about? Oh, This is a message. There's communication coming in very fast, and it's sort of upsetting. It's kind of something that riles up a subconscious. It's a trigger. There's trigger here. It's a bit of a trigger, but this is a surprise message that is a trigger here. It would seem to be sincere and sweet on the top. The Empress. The Empress. That's interesting. A few cards came down, but that was the only one that flipped up. What's that mean? Ooh. Okay. I'm connecting with a Gemini. And cross watchers, I might be directly talking to you at some point. Sorry. I am connecting with a Gemini who has to deal with something, has to deal with a feminine that they don't really want to deal with. I am feeling that this Gemini is this is happening to the Gemini. There's 3 major arcana cards out of 5. So this is really something that Gemini has to respond to this week. It's not something that they're seeking, that you're seeking, Gemini. This is something happening to you. And this Tower card could be a crisis in consciousness or a crisis in action. Let's see what is beneath the Page of Cups, please, for Gemini for this week, the week of July 20. I knew this card was going to come out at some point. So this communication has to do with family. It has to do with legacy. It has to do with the future. So there's something about the future, not the future legacy, but sort of the next 30 years. Okay, what's going on right now is going to set things up for the next very long time. What clarification can we have with the Moon and the Knight of Swords, please? Someone wants to start something new. Someone wants to start something new, new beginning, new, very passionate for this. But this trigger, though, it's a trigger for you, for Gemini. So whoever this person is, they just feel the passion. They just feel the ignition of something positive and new and good. But for Gemini, Gemini doesn't feel that way. Gemini feels like this is a huge trigger for me. It's triggering subconscious things. I don't really want to deal with this right now. You know, it's discordant energies. Okay, what do we have for the Empress, please? What can you tell us about the Empress regarding Gemini's reading for July 24th to July 31st? Ooh. Holy cow. This is a big cycle. This is closing out a major karmic cycle for Gemini this week. What comes up this week has to do with closing out a karmic cycle. This could be a 30-year cycle, 21 years, 14 years, 7 years. Something long brewing. It has to do with femininity. It has to do with money and luxury and female issues and female, see, this is triggering for the Gemini. So it doesn't matter if you're male or female Gemini. The issues will be having to do with your inner feminine. So if you're a masculine, if you're a male, it has to do with your inner feminine. It has to do with dealing with the feminines in your life. If you're a female Gemini, this has to do with healing your inner feminine, and it has to do with dealing with the females in your life. The Empress is the end all be all of females. So it has to do with mom, aunt, grandmother, sister, niece, female cousin, female spouse if you're same gender. You know, it's just really a major cycle that has to be closed out with the feminine. And for males, it has to do with your inner feminine. It has to do with, if you're a masculine Gemini watching this, then this is major trigger for you, that you just don't want to deal with subconscious feminine energies. It's like very discordant for you. There's a passion, there's a new beginning, but you are very much like, I'd rather not. Okay. I'd rather not. And even if you're a female Gemini, Gemini is an air sign, so it's naturally a masculine sign. It's naturally, and when I say masculine, don't take offense to it. I'm meaning that you are more in your headspace, in your mind space. So dealing with feminine energies is uncomfortable for you. Gemini would rather move on, keep it moving, let it go, keep it moving, move on to the next flower, be a little butterfly, float on to the next flower, deal with that flower. If it's not working out with that flower, float along to the next flower. Don't get hung up on the rose or the daisy before. Look at the lily here. Look at the beautiful lily we're landing on right now. You know, that's not how life works, gems. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but it's asking you, the universe, and now we have a lot of major arcana cards and an ace card, wants you to deal with closing out this feminine issue that you have. Let's see what we have underneath the Tower card for you this week, gems, okay? There's 4 cards. I'm going to take them all for you, gems, okay? And the bottom of the deck, anxiety. This has been really stressing you out. This has been very unpleasant, very unnatural, very much, you don't want to deal with it. It's a trigger for you, but at the same time, you're suffering because you have not dealt with it yet. So it's being in between a hard place and the rock, okay? Underneath the Tower card, we have the Two of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Wands, and the Judgment card. So 2 more major arcana cards. The universe really wants you to grow up and grow beyond, is what they're telling me to tell you for this week, for this Gemini that I'm connecting to. And for cross watchers, your gem is going through it with this, okay? Have some patience, have some understanding, because gem's really having a hard time with this. Healing that inner feminine, dealing with feminine energy in a way that is, you know, healthy and forward moving and not triggering, because there's something very triggering about this here. You should know what that means. If this is resonating for you, you should know what this means. So this Tower card has to do with a major decision, a communication, which mirrors the Page of Cups. It's like something comes into you, for you, gems, this week. It's very sincere, very sweet, and you have to answer, and you don't want to. You're running from it. It's a trigger for you. The end right here is that you answer. That's you with that spark, giving spark to this person, this other energy trying to come in and communicate with you. If you repair this relationship with your inner feminine or with a feminine in your life, it determines your Wheel of Fortune, if it brings you to the very top or if it brings you to the very bottom. I'll tell you right now, if you don't take the high road, it will bring you to the very bottom. That's just an energy thing. That's not me being mean or me being biased. It's just the truth. It's just an energetic match. If you respond, and this is what I'm saying, it's really setting it up for the long run. So I really advise the gems to lean into what's outside of your comfort zone. This needs a lot more unpacking. If this is resonating for you, I really recommend you book me with a personal reading so that we can unpack this. Let me know that this is the spread that you're really connecting with. Or if you're a cross watcher and you want to know more about your gem and what they're going through, there's a lot here, and it's very big. Like this gem's making decisions that will affect the next 30 years of how they live with this feminine energy and how it sticks with them. So what's the last oracle card? What's the advice that we can give gems regarding this spread, please? What's the last that we can give to gems? What's the last advice that we can give regarding this spread, please? I'll pull from the top if I don't get a popper. In 3. You and your loved ones are safe. Okay, so if you have distance between you and the Geminis, if you're concerned, you can just rest assured because you and your loved ones are safe. If anyone's worried about an errant Gemini out there that's just run away from home to join the circus, they're okay. Everyone's safe right now. And then take time to breathe out. Take time to take deep breaths, breathe out and work through this, and take your time. Take as much time as you need, you know, to heal through all of this, okay? Okay, gems, I hope that this has been helpful to you. Like I said, if this is really resonating, please book me, even with a short reading, so that you can, I'd rather you feel better about this and heal for the future so that you get the rewards. Because if you do heal this, you get a major reward. You can change your fortune for the better, and you can have a great, it could look good, it could look really good, or it could bring you to the bottom. Okay, gems, have a great week. I wish you the very best of luck, sending you all the good photons, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye.